Today's program is brought to you by OTCStockShark.com. For the latest and greatest OTC and Pink Sheets information, sign up for your account at OTCStockShark.com. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.
In today's financial news, stocks fluctuated between small gains and losses Monday as investors were encouraged by a bigger than expected drop in Greece's budget deficit and analysis updates for technology companies. But weak Chinese import data fueled concern about approaching earnings reports. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up a point to 10,199 in recent trading. The narrow trading follows a blockbuster rally last week, which amounted to the biggest weekly gain in nearly a year, while that jump came after the stock sank to their lowest point this year in the prior week. Now investors are struggling to assess which way the market might go next. With second quarter reports beginning Monday afternoon, with Alcoa expected to provide a clue. Market watchers are hoping the reports will help return investors' focus back to the U.S. company fundamentals. But global concerns are likely to keep weighing as Europe continues to deal with its debt crisis, while China is working on slowing its growth.
In U.S. news, Playboy Enterprises Incorporation said on Monday it received an offer from the founder Hugh Hefner to take private the adult entertainment company, known for its bunny ears and magazine centerfolds. Hefner has offered to buy all shares he does not currently own for $5.50 per share cash, a premium of about 40% to Friday's closing price of the Class B shares of $3.94. The bid values Playboy at $185 million. Hefner already owns about 69.5% of Playboy's Class A common stock and 27.7% of its Class B stock. Shares of the Class B stock shot up 34% to $5.28 after the news. Hefner offered to take back his company as Playboy struggles to turn around its business, challenged by a drop in advertising revenue and a decline in readership at its iconic flagship magazine. In late June, the company said it cut staff in a move to save $3 million annually with hopes of streamlining the organization. In December, Playboy was in talks to sell itself to Iconics Brand Group Incorporation, a company that licenses clothing brands such as Joe Boxer, but no deal was reached. Playboy has been trying to capitalize on its famous bunny ears logo by signing licensing deals with clothing makers, casinos, and clubs as it moves away from its reliance on print advertising from its magazine. Playboy said Hefner is partnering with Rizvi Traverse Management, which said it will raise financing for the transaction from major lenders. The company said that in Hefner's proposal letter, he's not interested in any sale or merger of Playboy Enterprises, selling Hefner's shares to any third party, or entering into discussions with any financial sponsor for a similar transaction.
In today's international news, Somalia's most feared insurgent group, the Shabaab, claimed responsibility Monday for the coordinated bombings that killed more than 70 people in Uganda as crowds gathered to watch the final match of the World Cup. The Shabaab has been waging a relentless insurgency against Somalia's weak transitional federal government, and it has repeatedly threatened Uganda and Burundi for contributing troops to the African Union's effort to stabilize the country. We have warned several times to the Ugandan government to withdraw its army from Somalia, and they should face the consequence. Ali Mohammed Rage, a Shabaab spokesman, told reporters Monday. Burundi will face similar attacks soon if they do not withdraw, he added. We are sending a message to every country who is willing to send troops to Somalia that they will face attacks on their territory. The bombs exploded at 10:30 p.m. local time on Sunday in Kampala, Uganda's capital, in the middle of the match between Spain and the Netherlands in South Africa. The explosions tore through a popular Ethiopian garden restaurant and rugby field where large screens had drawn hundreds of spectators.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call now, 1-800-775-8196, 1-800-775-8196.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
In health news today, tens of thousands of kids may benefit from cholesterol-lowering medication, but no one would know because screening guidelines exclude too many children. In a report published in the Journal of Pediatrics, they call for screening of all children, expanding one set of current recommendations that target only those whose parents or grandparents have heart disease or high cholesterol. Another existing set of guidelines doesn't call for screening children. Based on data from West Virginia, Neal and colleagues found that more than 1% of all 5th graders had cholesterol levels that warranted drug treatment, but a third of those children didn't have relatives with heart disease or high cholesterol, and so wouldn't have been screened under the current guidelines issued by the government's National Cholesterol Education Program. The new study tapped into data from more than 20,000 children who have been screened at public schools in West Virginia over 5 years. More than 7 in 10 school kids had first-degree relatives with heart disease, and about 1% of those had bad LDL cholesterol levels that might require drug treatment in addition to diet changes and exercise, according to the researchers. Yet among the kids without heart disease in their family, the percent of children who might benefit from the treatment was closer to 2% than 1%, meaning that family history didn't seem to make a difference.
In today's tech news, a lawsuit alleging that Apple and AT&T secretly formed a monopoly with their exclusive iPhone agreement has received class action status, meaning the plaintiffs now represent everybody who has bought an iPhone in the United States. Judge James of the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of California on Thursday granted class certification on plaintiffs' antitrust claims seeking damages and injunctive relief for the complaint titled AT&T and ATTM antitrust litigation. In an interview Friday with Wired.com, Mark Riffin, the lead counsel representing the plaintiffs of the suit, highlighted that the terms of AT&T's 2-year customer contract say that customers have no option to terminate whenever they wish for a fee to switch to another carrier. By only offering the iPhone on one carrier, the iPhone customers are still essentially locked in despite having a termination option, the suit argues. The court has allowed multiple plaintiffs to represent 20 million consumers who have been forced to use AT&T for iPhone voice and data services despite an agreement that allows them to terminate service at any time and presumably switch carriers, Rifkin said. Ever since the introduction of the iPhone in 2007, AT&T has been the exclusive carrier of the handset in the United States. Neither Apple nor AT&T have disclosed details of their exclusive agreement to carry the iPhone.
In entertainment news, Britney Spears is the latest mega pop star to be getting a gleeful makeover. It was not clear whether Spears, to 28, the biggest pop music phenomenon of the early 2000s with hits like Oops, I Did It Again and Piece of Me, would also appear in an episode planned for the new season, which starts in the fall. Glee, which won 19 Emmy nominations on Thursday, based 2 episodes earlier this year on the music of Madonna and Lady Gaga, but neither of the singers appeared on the show. Glee, about a struggling high school show choir that sings cover versions of pop, Broadway, and hip-hop tunes, was on the most talked-about TV programs last year. It produced 3 hit albums of music while also sending sales soaring for the original artist, whose music was featured, and its young stars recently completed a U.S. concert tour. Producers, however, have denied reports that Spanish movie star Javier Bardem, who won an Oscar in 2008 for his role in No Country for Old Men, would appear as a guest in the new season.
Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.